Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is Tuesday, November the 11th. It is Veterans Day. Salute, serious salute to all the veterans, past and present. Thank you. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you. I love you for what you have done for our country, standing up for freedom, standing up for the red, white, and blue. I will never, never, never not appreciate that. So thank you so much. For those of you who are veterans, you don't get enough thanks. You do not get enough thanks. But from my heart to yours, thank you so much for your service. Welcome in to 270 weather on this Veterans Day, weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Okay, so here we go after what was a crazy day yesterday in which we broke two records yesterday. One was record snow. Yes, believe it or not, we had a record snowfall in Bowling Green yesterday. You mean to say all those little snowflakes and it didn't amount to much, and then it just all kind of, my nose is itching for some reason. Uh, all of that added up to a record snowfall? Well, record in perception, okay? Technically, 6/10 of an inch of snow measured at the airport yesterday was a record for November 10th because as long as records have been kept in Bowling Green, there has never been that much snow on the 10th of November. The previous record was 0. So it was an easy record to break, believe it or not. But it's a record. And there was another record. Yesterday was the coldest high temperature for the 10th of November. Back in 1926, the coldest day for a November 10th was 37 degrees. Yesterday, we broke that record by 2 degrees to 35. 35 is the warmest it got yesterday for November 10th. And so it was a new record. Coldest high temperature ever on November 10th. So 2 records broken yesterday in Bowling Green. You can now go tell people who maybe don't live around here, and you can tell them, hey, you'll never believe this, but we had a record-breaking snow yesterday. Yeah, it didn't even make national news, believe that or not. You know, because, and the reason why I kind of make fun of this is because you know how it is. You watch the network news every night, and the anchor's sitting there like this, smug, tie, suit, expensive clothes, hair perfect, studio perfect. Coming up this evening, we want to tell you about breaking weather news. There were multiple records broken all across the country tonight. And then you find out that it was like a record like this. Now, granted, there are some records that are big that, heat waves and record cold and record rain and record snow and all this. But a record of 6/10 of an inch of snow, that was a record. You could technically say we broke a record yesterday. 2 of them, actually. It's perception. And of course, this is why I say, and because I'm in the business, I know. I've been in this business for over 40 years. I know when the networks are pulling one over on you. We need to make it sound very serious, scary even, so people will keep watching. That's what they do. And so, when it's the worst is in the summer, when it's hot and they say records were broken, just don't believe all of it, okay? Because they embellish. They do? Since when? Oh, come on. You know better. All right, let's check on numbers that are not embellished. These are the real deal. We didn't break any records today. I just have you know. But here they are. So let me pull this stuff out of the way for you. High of 51. Yeah, we warmed up today thanks to those southwesterly breezes. But it was still 10 degrees colder than the normal of 61. 61 is where we should be for a high temperature. But that low this morning of 25, whoo, it felt like it too. And then there was a bit of a breeze that made it feel even colder. No precipitation past 24. Well, since midnight, actually. Since midnight, no snow, no rain. No, it's all gone. It was gone last night, actually. So it's been gone. Now, we've got some interesting things to talk about because 2 weeks from now, or just around 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks from now, actually a little over, no, wait a minute. Today is, wait, let me put this back up. Today is the 11th. So, today is the 11th. Yes. So, in a week and 2 days, it will be Thanksgiving. Is that right? No. I hate when I have to break out the calendar because I can't. All right. Oh, 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 days. It will be Thanksgiving. So I misspoke. But there is something coming that I will show you here in a moment that is maybe going to be a big deal. We shall see. In the meantime, I want to show you this from R&R Controls, our sponsor, because have you called them yet? Have you? Have you called them? Have you contacted R&R Controls? Because remember I said when this cold spell hit and the snow, it was too late to call them, to have them come out, inspect your heating and cooling to try to make sure that it's working like it should. Because what I'm going to tell you here in just a few moments, if you have still not contacted R&R Controls to have them come inspect your system, your HVAC system, you might be in some big trouble, because I've got something that's coming that signals big change right around Thanksgiving. And you're going to have family over, you're going to have a big meal, and all of a sudden, the heat is not going to work. Whew. That's bad. The only heat you'll have is coming out of the oven where you roasted the roasted the turkey, basted and roasted. I was trying to say them together, the turkey, or the heat coming from your immediate family members, because they're like, well, the turkey and all is hot, but why is it so cold in here? You need to give R&R HVAC a call, or get on their website, rnrhvac.com, or hit that number up there, 270-777-2024. And you need to do it now that we're just 2 weeks and a couple of days away from Thanksgiving, because it's going to come and you're not going to be ready. And the cold air is going to come and you're not going to be ready, and neither is your HVAC system. So make that call, make that contact, hit them up on their website, rnrhvac.com. Make sure your system is efficient, make sure it's compliant, make sure that the comfort level in your home is going to be what it needs to be for Thanksgiving, and all your friends and family who are going to be there waiting to have that glorious meal. But then your house is as cold as the cranberry sauce. Ugh. Nobody wants that. Nobody, well, I don't want the cranberry sauce, but anyway, just do it. 270-777-2024, because with R&R Controls, you will never be without heating, cooling, ventilation, and if you need it, maybe, who knows, generators for your home and office. Just make sure you contact them, okay? Because stuff's coming. This is going to be an active winter. I can tell you that. It's already been active. You've seen this is one of the earliest snowfalls that we've had in not even the middle of November. This is still considered sort of early November. Yes, it's happened before. Halloween, 1993, we had a pretty good snow. I mean, there have been times when we've had earlier snows come around, but you got to admit, this was kind of early, So let's make sure that we are ready for that, because it's coming. Let's take a look at the here and now. And at 6:31, here's a look at radar and satellite, along with current temperatures here in Bowling Green, 47, after hitting 51 this afternoon. Glasgow, you're at 43. You can see a little band of clouds here. These are some of the clouds that have been drifting through today. There was a little upper wave, little weak disturbance that's been running through parts of northern and central Kentucky, but really not much has come from that. It's showing a few little echoes up toward Danville, but a lot of this is just not even reaching the ground because it's too dry. But what is happening is, look at this. That's a warm front. Thanks to the winds coming out of the southwest today, and they've been, breezy. And those southwest winds is what has helped us really warm up today. Let me move this down a little bit. The winds have been coming out of the south and west like this. So now we've got a warm air boundary established. These are clouds out ahead of that boundary, but they're not going to linger. We'll get these out of the way tonight, and we're looking at sunshine for tomorrow, and it's going to be even warmer than it was today. So, good stuff. Good stuff coming. If you're wanting some warmer air, it's here. It's going to be here. Tonight will be still a little chilly. We're talking about mid-30s, but not quite as cold as it was this morning. Let's check some of those numbers, by the way. And here we go. Kentucky Mesonet showing 40s across much of the area right now. High temperatures today were in the upper 40s to low 50s, like here in Bowling Green. It was 51, but how cold did it get this morning? Look at this, 19. Woo! Up in Ohio County, 19 in Franklin, Simpson County. Look at this, 15 degrees. Of course, it's down by the river in Burkesville, in Cumberland County. You are one of the coldest places this morning, but it got down to 19 in Albany in Clinton County, 20s elsewhere. No precipitation since midnight. Of course, winds, they've been gusty today. Right now, they're from the south and southwest at 5 to 10, and that's why we warmed up as much as we did today. Peak wind gusts today have been anywhere from 25 to 30 miles per hour, and that made it feel even chillier at times. But we're going to warm it up tomorrow. There will still be a little bit of a breeze, but not too bad. Let's take a look at future rainfall. This is over the next 7 days, and check it out. Starting this weekend, we're going to begin to see better rain chances. And yes, we're talking about a half inch to maybe an inch of rain and thunderstorms. Look at that. From snow to thunderstorms. Leave it to Kentucky for this kind of stuff to happen, because it's happened before. Oh boy, we always have something to talk about in our weather. There's that warm front and the southwesterly breezes. Here comes a dry frontal boundary that's going to slip through tomorrow. Not really doing anything. It may produce a few clouds. That's it. High pressure behind it. This is Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. High pressure in control, maybe some patchy fog. The temperatures are going to warm up nicely, and they're going to continue to warm up. Now we go from Thursday into Friday. This little system out west of us may produce a little shower here and there, but that's it. The better chance of rain, as you see here, this is Sunday or Saturday night into Sunday. Here comes a good cold front with a lot of rain and maybe some thunderstorms as the front stalls over the area Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. Low pressure system moves right through southern Kentucky, and well, that's going to keep us wet and warm for the beginning of next week, and even a little bit maybe beyond that. How warm? How about mid to upper 60s to mid 70s? Yikes. That is crazy. I mean, that is going to be just one of those situations where, you know, it's going to be a lot of rain, and some of the rain could be heavy at times, and maybe a few thunderstorms. But I mean, that's kind of nuts, isn't it? I mean, to go from, I mean, it's happened before. We go from, you know, the cold air that we've had just within the last couple of days, and then we go to this. So, I mean, it's happened before. It's not like it's a big deal, but I can tell you that we are going to find that this kind of weather is going to take shape in a way to where we're going to have these big swings. And with the La Nina pattern that we're going into, and we've really already started going into it, with this La Nina pattern, we are going to have situations where, I mean, it could storm and maybe even a severe weather threat, just the way the patterns are doing. Is this going to be a severe weather threat that's coming in next week? It's possible. It's possible. We're going to keep an eye on that. Here is something else, and this is something a little extra that I wanted to, let me see if I can call this up. I wanted to show you this, which looks similar to the blender, but it's a different piece of modeling, if you will. This takes us out. This is the long range GFS, the global forecast system, long range, which takes us all the way through the day before Thanksgiving. And look what happens. I know it's a lot of stuff there, but you can see that, okay, I'm looking this way. All right. So you can see over here, the day before Thanksgiving, I've got it blocked off there. Look how cold it gets. So we're talking about, it may be hard to see, but we're talking about temperatures in the 20s and 30s, just like the situation we just had. And if you look at the precipitation possibilities, there could be some rain and maybe some snow. But as I have cautioned you many times here before, you can't just look at one model and say, okay, this is what's going to happen. Now, this is the only one I have available or had time to call up before I did this podcast. But I'll have more things to show you in the coming days. I think from everything that I've seen and the connections and the signals, what we call the teleconnections, the way the modeling and the way the ensembles and the way all of these things look, it looks as if somewhere around the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day itself, it's going to be brutally cold and we could have some snow to talk about. Maybe. That's not a guarantee. But something is consistently showing that we could have something right around that time. So I'm just telling you, as you're making your plans for the holidays, there could be, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just throwing that out there because it looks like it could be something worth paying attention to. And we will. I will follow it. It's not a guarantee. Don't go around saying Chris Allen said it's going to snow on Thanksgiving. That's not what I said. I do think it's going to get cold, very cold. Maybe some of the coldest air yet, even colder than what we had yesterday around Thanksgiving or the end of the month or the beginning of December. That signal is showing up pretty well. Oh, and something else I wanted to tell you about, and I posted it on social media this afternoon. You could possibly see the northern lights tonight, more likely tomorrow night. There is a very severe geomagnetic storm, a signal that is coming this way toward Earth. It's a level G4, and in some cases it'll be a G5. That's the scale that space science uses to measure these things. And the coronal mass ejection, or CMEs, are going to be very, very strong. In other words, what that means for us is that on the horizon, we might be able to see some northern lights or auroras tonight, but more likely tomorrow night. And guess what? We're going to have clear skies. But it won't be visible necessarily with the naked eye here in Kentucky. Use your camera, okay? I did this when I was in Alaska. You remember the northern lights that I caught on my camera phone? Yeah, you can go back and look. I didn't see anything until I took the picture. Then it showed up on my phone. Yeah. So if you want to be up late tonight, in the middle of the night, it's going to be clear. And there's a possibility you could see, even this far south into Kentucky, the northern lights, the auroras. More likely to happen tomorrow night. So there's a little bonus for everybody. That'd be cool. Okay, that's going to do it for this edition of 270 Weather. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow morning live on News 40 at 6 a.m. sunrise, then again at 9 a.m., and then again at noon. In the meantime, have a great Tuesday evening. Again, salute to all the veterans. God bless you all. Have a great evening.